I had experience of being in a couple alcohol licensing. I don't know what the formal name for it is, but essentially there's like a hearing that happens in a community about whether liquor stores or bars or bottle shops or whatever, dairies, can sell liquor
Yeah.
in another community. And like, of course, we know they target poor communities. Your average poor community may not have a dentist or a GP, but it will often have some place to
bottle
buy
store.
liquor. And so they're incessantly trying to pop up more of these places because the profit margin on these corporations of harm, right? These big industries that really profit from human suffering and misery, they make a lot of money from this. And so when you go to the hearing, I went out of interest. There's a couple regular folks, just maybe a retired lady from the community in this case, one or two other people, parents that are interested, that don't want another place selling liquor that is on the school run, that is just going to become a source of problems in the community when there's already more than enough places to buy alcohol. The dates kept getting changed. And so the regular folks that wanted to turn up to voice their community participation, right, the democratic process, they have jobs and lives and people to take care of. And they could not keep accommodating the changes in the sort of legal dates that these hearings were taking place. I had to work one of those days, couldn't make it. The medical officer of health, part of their job was to be at this thing and to prepare for it. And so they show up saying, well, there's enough outlets around. There's a lot of harm. There's alcoholism. It's a vulnerable community. There's, public housing very close by. There's schools, all this stuff. They need to come up with reams of research. And this is just one public health doctor alone trying to do the best they can against 3 full-time paid lawyers. So there are firms that big alcohol contracts with, and they fly these lawyers around the country wherever these licensing bureaus hearings are happening, and they show up with unbelievable amounts of preparation, right? They've been doing this literally hundreds of times. They know how to appeal to the judge, to appeal to the public, to denigrate the public health doctor, to cast aspersions and make him or her look bad. So you've got a David and Goliath scenario. And after going to one of these, I was so unhappy, dejected, that I didn't want to go to more of them. You realize that communities are up against an almost insurmountable problem, and the only person standing on their side is the public health doctor.
Wow.
And I can't value them enough. They do good work.
Can I just pause for a second? Because I just want to now go back a step and go, and the Minister for Health is now telling that person that you're talking about not to do these submissions. That's not what their job is. So
he's telling them to mind their own business and keep their noses in immunizations, and in providing like dry technical data to things, but not in doing this. This stuff is part of their legally mandated role. So under the act, under various acts, the Alcohol Act and others.
So that doctor has to be there.
This is insanity.
That doctor has to be there in that meeting. That's that doctor's job. And well, when I say have to, that's their job. And Simeon saying, don't be there anymore. You're not to be there anymore.
Absolutely. They don't want them there.
Fuck me.
They want big tobacco, big alcohol, McDonald's, all of that stuff to be able to railroad through whatever they need to with the least amount of obstruction, the least resistance possible.